Hello friends, Jeff coming at you this morning, May 2nd, out for an early morning stroll just to get out and enjoy things. Of course, I got Zilla with me. I do not have the new dog. She is still in training, but hopefully soon we'll get her out here as well. Alright, we'll be back at you in a few. So YouTube, forest is definitely starting to green up. I'm getting a little worried about ticks. That seems to be a major problem around where I live, and we just found one on my little dog yesterday, so we'll be getting a round of medicine for all the dogs here shortly. As far as myself, I'm contemplating getting one specific pair set, maybe two specific sets of hiking clothes, and purchasing some of that Sawyer products. I think it's called Picardin, and you wash your clothes in it, and that supposedly helps to keep you tick free. In addition to probably some topical lotions and sprays and that sort of thing. In the past, I've used Ben's with some success, and we'll kind of get prepared for the upcoming season. But if anybody out there in YouTube land has had success with a tick preventative treatment, both for themselves and for their animals, please leave a comment in the comment section below. Message me, what have you. I'd be interested to know what you folks in the deep woods who are out there all the time do to prevent ticks. Alright, back at you in a minute. We are following the Orange Diamonds mountain bike trail at Grandview Park, and it's really a nice trail if we could keep it maintained year round. It would be awesome. In the wintertime, other than when there's snow on the ground, it's fairly easy to walk. You're not worried about the underbrush crowding you in. And at some points in the summertime, this mountain bike trail in the past has been overgrown to the point you have to bushwhack. However, according to the website, they are in the process of cutting new trails at this park and maintaining this trail in a more vigorous way. So I don't have any problems with the 4 mile and 2 mile walking trails, other than the fact that they're 4 foot wide and more like highways for people with walking shoes. This here mountain bike trail is, in my mind, dual purpose for a day hiker like me that likes to get out in the woods, and for a mountain biker who enjoys a moderate challenging trail. I know when I was growing up in Northwest Ohio, I'd have to travel, an hour plus to get to a trail like this with my mountain bike. Now I don't mountain bike anymore because the curve to get myself back in shape always seems too daunting. So, but if I was 25 again and thoroughly involved in the cycling world like I was back then, this would be a destination place. So I hope the park authorities take advantage of that. I'm not sure how big of a sport mountain biking is anymore, but 20 years ago, 15 years ago, back in the college days, 20 years ago back in the college days, that was pretty much what I lived and breathed, was 2 wheels and dirt. So anyways, just some thoughts. I'm not sure if I filmed this part of the trail on any of my videos yet, but this is a overlook portion overlooking the town, and I don't know, I think we're about 1,100 feet in the air. And what's cool is they have this stone cairn up here, and it says, the tablet says, to honor the sacred spirits here. And then we have this stone cairn with the little mini totem pole at the top, and looks like a deer antler head at the top, and some feathers. And I always thought that was super cool, so I'm sharing it to you for you guys to gauge whether or not you think that's super cool or not. But anyways, to honor the sacred spirits here, I think that's worthy. And there's the view. All right, friends, back at you in a minute. Keep going. Alright, this is a part of the park I've never been to. I lost the mountain bike trail, as is the routine. Every time I try to follow it from one end to the other, I lose it, no matter what part of the season. But I have not been to this part of the park. I'm not sure that I'm supposed to be in this part of the park, but it's just open land as far as I'm concerned. So I don't know, there was a down sign a while back that said private property, but it was the tree that it was on was clearly cut down with a chainsaw. So I'm not sure if that's a sign that, hey, we're changing this, or if that's a legitimate sign there that used to be. But I'm going to play ignorance and see where this little part of this point takes me. The views are outstanding from here. Instead of overviewing the town, you overview out there Take a look at that. You know, I like that perspective better than overlooking the town and the river. Overlooking the hills off in the distance and the valley down below, or the hollow, as we are apt to call it here. But it's just, this is a beautiful little area, whatever it may be. In fact, this would make a great spot for having a camp if you were in fact allowed to camp in this park, which is a shame that you cannot. Right in here, I foresee this is like a fairly flat spot. This would be a great place to throw down a tent, or perhaps from that tree to that tree right there, you could string a hammock and get set up, and you'd have views on one side of the town and on the other side of the hills off in the distance. That would be awesome. What I am looking for is a connector from one side of the park to the other side of the park. Instead of walking, the mountain bike trail kind of loops back on itself, but I know across the big holler is where the second half is. And if the authorities, or I could find a linking pathway, that would be really cool. I could extend the mileage of probably from 6 to probably add another mile if you could do that. But anyways, let's check her out. I'll be back in a minute. Move our way back up here a little bit. It's a little flatter. Up. And take a break in a minute. Get some water. Try to get some breakfast. There's a cool rock formation. Up. Painful, realistic truth. The fun of going down is tempered by the pain of going back up. With that thought, back at you in a minute. Okay, YouTube. Zill and I are camped out here making some breakfast and cooking some eggs out of this Colorado omelet backpacker's pantry. And this is the first time I've done this. I did have a snag though, is that I was planning on using my my canister stove, but I forgot to check to make sure I had a full canister, and I ran out. So this is always why you want to have a backup. I'm using Esbit and my windscreen. Always have a backup when you're out in the woods. Anyways, let me get this cooking. I'll come back at you for a first bite. By the way, friends, if anyone has a suggestion on a good pan, I can't stand this pan. It was cheap, and while I like the size of the pan, the handle blows. See how it extends down below the pan surface, and it's really sort of tipsy. If anyone could give me a recommendation on a somewhat inexpensive lightweight frying pan, I would appreciate it. Come here, Zilla. Ready? Ready to eat? Alright, let me finish this up. Alright, so another thing I forgot was my tripod, but I'm going to try to do some kind of a version of a first bite. So I don't know how I'm going to film this, but Shane Coffee, if this doesn't work out, sorry about the first bite rule. I'll try to balance that on there. Keep the bugs away. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Second bite. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pass on that. It's not very good. I do not recommend it. I don't know if that's because I cooked it wrong or what, but it does not have all that good of a flavor. So, Denver omelet from the Backpacker's Pantry. Let's see if I get a picture of that. Colorado omelet, I'm sorry. I cannot recommend that. That's just personal opinion. You may love it, and kudos to you. That's great, but I don't. Okay, back at you in a minute. Okay, YouTube. Lunch did not work out as I planned, simply because the meal was no good. We did have a problem with the canister running out of fuel, but we adapted, we overcame, and I had a backup, so that wasn't a problem. Notice, leave no trace. We're going to pack up exactly as we had left. Zilla's look a little bit like, get me out of here, so time to pack up and get going. Oh, I see what's going on. Your collar's caught up. Sorry, baby. Sorry, big guy. Here, give everybody those eyeballs. Alright, what a good boy you are. What a good boy you've been. Alright, so myself and Zilla here are gonna pack. We're gonna put the pack on and get moving. And again, if anybody out there in YouTube land has a a recommendation for a small fry pan, I know MSR makes one. I'm not sure how they work out. I know Coleman at Walmart has a little 9-inch pan that I looked into. I don't know about those little Snow Peak lids kind of pans. Those seem to be a bit small, but if you have a recommendation on those, I'd like to hear it. Just put it in the comment box below, like I said. I like to do a little bit more than freeze-dried meals, but for what I do, which is get out and as of right now, I'm just doing day hikes with my dogs, but at some point later this season, I would like to get out and do an overnight backpack trip, whether that's solo or whether that is with my daughter or my son or both, whatever it may be. I would like to do that, so I do look for lighter weight solutions. I'm not going to be hiking in for a mile and then setting up camp. If I do go backpacking, it's going to be hiking in for 5 to 6 miles or more and setting up camp. So lightweight is important to me. I don't need ultra lightweight, just lightweight. So anyways, your input would be appreciated, and for right now we're going to get out of here and hike on back up this hill to the park and find the mountain bike trail, do a time check, and eventually call it a day. But I will be back at you shortly, I am sure. Okay, YouTube. Trying to make you dizzy on that spin. That's where we were, and this is where we're going. Up, back up there. Go on, go. Alright. Sometimes the dog will take it to a tight spot. Alright. Anyways. Up, Zilla, up. Okay. I'm not going to say that Zilla is a trained dog, trained to run real fast around a circle, but he understands some commands, I think. He seems to know when to go, when to stop, when to get up, when to go down. He doesn't sit per se, but Abrita, our new dog, she does. She sits and that sort of stuff. But like I said, greyhounds are an awesome dog. They're just a little different. Not bad different, just different. And anyways, this one here has been awesome. Like I've said, he's my buddy, so I don't really need him to be like a so-called regular dog. I just need him to be my dog and come out here and enjoy time out in the woods with me and have fun and excuse me. So here we are, and we'll be back. Note to self on this trail, when it says, when the orange diamond is on a tree and it says, it looks like a trail goes up, do not go up, keep going forward and around, and you'll end up right here, back on the mountain bike trail. I get lost every single time there. In fact, this may look familiar to you because I was here on my rivers and hills hike, and before it got dark, and I had cut up there, take the short way back. But Zilla and I are down here, weaving our way along this trail, and back at you. Alright, sorry about that camera tomfoolery, but the trail here is clearly not cleared out. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I'm on the trail or if I'm on a game trail, but Zilla found a path, and we're gonna go down it. So anyways, here we are, back in a bit. Okay, we have another obstacle. See how Zilla handles this. Usually pretty good about this stuff. Come on, Zilla, go up and over. Good boy. Alright, hopefully that was caught on film. That's pretty cool. Again, I've said before, I think the only thing that holds this dog back is himself. So, he's got plenty of athleticism, and although he's getting a little flabby after a long winter, he definitely is still capable of much more than what he lets himself do. He's got a little bit of timidity, probably from, where his previous racing life or whatever, and having to deal with, a bunch of dogs all at once. I don't know. He's very, he's a very, very submissive dog, which is what we wanted with our family and stuff, but we wanted to have a little bit more confidence, which is part of the reason why I started taking him out on these walks and hoping to get him out in the world and experience some things, and hopefully that would bring some confidence. I do believe that the new dog in the house has helped him a little bit. He seems to have fit really well with her. Something about, they seem to know their kind, and greyhounds know other greyhounds, whether it's miniature greyhounds or other racing greyhounds, or in the case of our new one, Spanish greyhounds. They all seem to have a kinship, and I've never seen a greyhound that did not immediately hit it off with another greyhound. And now, dogs of other breeds, that's a different matter. But greyhounds like their kind. So, anyways, with that said, back at you in a minute. I'm just rambling on here, so I'm going to go walk my hike, and we'll be back in just a little bit. Had I have gotten out this morning at 6 instead of 8, I would have definitely looked forward to doing all 6 miles of this trail, but I'm not sure how many we're going to do today. Probably at least half, 3 to 4 miles. So anyways, the trail's beautiful in the spring. I have to say, I'm really enjoying it here. Okay, YouTube, back at you. Just ran across a gentleman, and some of my friends wondered, doesn't it feel weird to be walking along in the woods talking to yourself? And my answer is, yeah, it does actually, but I'm getting used to it. However, it's the first time I've actually come across, somebody else while I was out doing it, and I have to say that it's running through my head. Boy, oh boy, did that guy think that, what a weirdo that guy is, walking along, talking to himself. But anyways, he was out here enjoying this beautiful day just like myself. Turned out he was looking for some early morel mushrooms, mushroom hunting. So, I wouldn't try that, because I don't know one mushroom from another. And from what I understand, you eat the wrong ones and you're pretty much dead. So I don't want that, and so I'll stay away from wild mushrooms. Leave that to the experts and the foolhardy. How about that? The experts and the foolhardy. Okay, YouTube. So one other thing I'm doing a little differently on this hike is that I'm wearing my different pair of boots. I'm wearing my Timberlands, which are my everyday boots, rather than my Garmonts, which I normally use when I come out for hiking. I tore the Garmonts on a rock some time back, and the waterproofing has been compromised, and I didn't know whether or not I would be walking through heavy grass, and definitely water comes in them now. And so I brought these. Definitely going to have to learn how to zoom this camera, because that was a cardinal. Woo, and I just missed it. Anyways, as I was saying about the boots, trying these Timberlands out, which I wear every day to work and school at work, and because my Garmonts got a rip in them, and so far so good. These Timberlands are holding up pretty well, having pretty good luck. My feet are not sore after about 4 miles. I think we're at 4 miles. So far so good. I may do a switcheroo and use these for my normal trail shoes, I don't know. But as long as we're in dry conditions, I will still use the Garmonts, but looking to get a new pair next fall, so just trying to make do with what I have. You know what I mean? Alright, with that said, I'm out. Looks like we're coming up to a tick farm. That is an area of high grass, and we'll have to make it through here and do a check of ourselves. Definitely a thorough check when we get back to the car. Ladies and gentlemen, tick farm. In the future, as this grass grows up, this will be probably full of ticks. Okay, YouTube, back at you. Okay, YouTube, this big clearing is actually not for, it's actually not for an electrical line. It is part of the zip line tour here at the park. And it looks like I can hear some folks off in the distance coming down through the woods, and gosh, that looks so much fun. My wife and I have to get out and do that this summer. Have to. It looks so cool. I think the main tower is like, it's like a 2,000 foot run. And gosh, it looks so fun. You're probably, I would say you're probably, it's at the top of the hill in the park, so you're probably at 1,100-1,200 foot there, plus an additional, 200-300 foot up in the tower. And then you're going, strapped into the harness system, and you essentially go over a big valley here at the park. And boy, I think that would be like super cool. We've talked about it for years, but just have never been able to make it happen. And it's really kind of dumb of us, because it's relatively cheap, $20 for a ride, and it's right here in town, so you can't really beat that. Just need to get on it and make the plan and go. So anyways, anybody out there in YouTube land, tell me, have you had any experiences with the zip line, and how did that go? And is it worth it? Let me know. Okay, YouTube. The mountain bike trail put us back out onto the wide public-friendly trail, and Zilla uncharacteristically put a double deuce down right in the middle of the trail, so I had to pack that up and pack it out, and I decided that we're going to call it a day. And since we popped back out right near the car, but all in all, it was a good trip, and we got to see a little bit more of the mountain bike trail than we have in the past. So now it's time to close up shop, get Zilla home, get him something to drink, check for ticks, make sure neither one of us are crawling with them little buggers. But before I depart, I just want to show you a map of the park we're at. And I don't believe the mountain bike trail is not on here, but it essentially goes on the outside of the yellow trail. It generally follows the outside contours, and I think we were quite off trail for a while, where we had tried to have lunch. We were definitely off trail, but we did find it really quickly, and rather Zilla found it. He hopped over some downed trees, and there we were. It started back up again. I'm not sure if that was a game trail that we followed and eventually led to the mountain bike trail, but we did eventually find a orange sign which does mark the mountain bike trail in this park. So anyways, I'm rambling on. Friends, like, share, subscribe, comment. Hope to see you out there. Have a good spring. Take care. Woods Trekker out.